Talking about job application, it has got two parts. First is an application, or you can also call it a cover letter. And the second part is the resume. Can you tell me what's the difference between a resume, biodata, and a CV? Can someone tell me this?
I guess resume में CV and biodata दोनों included होता है.
Once again.
Resume में CV included होता है, I guess.
No.
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 हाँ, CV में आप अपने वो दिखाते हो कि आपने experience, like जहाँ से आपको या फिर कुछ letter of recommendation वगैरह कुछ अगर मिल रहा होता है तो वो सब कुछ भी past experience.
Basically, biodata is a kind of personal details which refers to a lot of personal details. Personal details means the biology of a person. Okay, this kind of resume, this kind of biodata or this kind of resume is generally made for jobs wherein your physical appearance also matters. For example, talking about air hostess, you need a certain height to apply for the job. You know, you need a certain kind of figure or weight or those kind of things. So जब आपको ये सब चीजें mention करना होता है, so that is what is called a biodata. Fine, preparing your resume for an air force. So air force में भी बहुत से ऐसे positions हैं wherein they require you to be of certain height and weight and other statistics. So those kind of things when are included in the biodata, they are included in biodata. Talking about resume, resume is the first step which is talking mainly about your academic qualification. You don't have much of an experience. जैसे आप अपने academic qualification complete करते हो तो आपके पास बहुत ज़्यादा work experience नहीं होता. So the information that you are preparing for a job at that time, that is called a resume. And CV is when you have gained experience of about 6-7 years in the industry and you have worked in various capacities with different companies or maybe different departments in the same company, then it qualifies to become a CV, which is a curriculum vitae. It contains not just your academic qualification, but along with that, your work experience, your associations with different, organizations or maybe NGOs or maybe clubs, or because there are so many things. Just imagine if you are applying for the job of a sales manager or a marketing manager. Now, if you are not associated with different clubs, then you might not be able to have that kind of reach so that you may sell the product. A person who is solely dependent upon the job, that my job is telling me you have to make these calls and you have to do this and that, and finally this is how I'm going to earn money. This person might not be able to get the job done in such a brilliant manner as a person who has got associations with different society clubs. Because he'll be going there, he'll be meeting more people, his network will be wider. So for a salesperson or for a marketing person or PR person, people who have to be in public dealing, who need a network of people to get their work done. So such associations, such memberships are also important. So such things are mentioned in your CV, that how effectively you are suited for the job. So this is how the biodata, resume, and CV are different from each other. Now, as far as your class 12 is concerned, most of the times you'll be writing a resume or a CV. Biodata का question आ सकता है, I won't say कि नहीं आ सकता, but we will be trying to create a general format of resume, what all things we include in that. But before that, let's begin with the cover letter, because it is very important. It is the first letter that opens up. It is a covering. उसके पीछे आपका resume या CV जो भी है, that will be attached. And since it is a formal letter, so obviously the format is formal, beginning with sender's address, followed by date, then receiver's address, सिंपल जो आपका फॉर्मेट फॉर्मल लेटर का चल रहा है, it will remain the same. Sender's address on top, followed by the date, followed by receiver's address, subject, and then the salutation. Now, after salutation, the very first thing that you need to talk about what should be the opening of this covering letter. आपका लेटर की ओपनिंग क्या होना चाहिए? Tell me, what do you think should be the opening? So the very first thing that an employer needs to know is कि where did you get this lead? आपको ये वैकेंसी का पता कहाँ से चला? So to be on the safer side, I'm writing with reference to your advertisement dated, let's say today is 9th of July, I put it as 7th July 2021 in Times ASIN. I wish to apply for the post of whatever post has been advertised, that you can fill it up here. Maybe the teacher, the professor, assistant professor, lecturer, software engineer, जो भी उन्होंने advertise किया है, question में आपसे जो भी पूछा जाएगा, that is what you'll fill in here. So the very first thing is with reference to advertisement dated so and so. This is just a way of writing. अगर उसमें कुछ दिया हुआ है और तो आप लिख सकते हैं, but most of the times we go through some, some advertisement. Maybe you have found this job posted on a website on some portal, so you can refer to the portal also instead of writing this in Times ASIN. I can say that on date is 7th July on, let's say naukri.com. That's a famous portal. We all know that when people are looking for jobs, so वहाँ पे आप डाल सकते हो. Then I wish to apply for the post of जो भी post आपको लिखनी है, ठीक है? I assure you, I would serve to the best of my capability. ठीक है? और भी आप थोड़ा सा सोच सकते हैं इसमें, और आप क्या लिखना चाहोगे? What else would you like to write in here? So that the employer is impressed on reading your covering letter.
I think first paragraph में तो इतना ही होना चाहिए ना, 2 to 3 lines maximum.
First paragraph में हमें बहुत ज्यादा नहीं चाहिए, but फिर भी
We haven't introduced ourselves yet. We haven't introduced ourselves yet.
We haven't
Introduced, अपना नाम नहीं बताया.
हाँ, आपने अभी अपना नाम नहीं बताया है, तो क्या बताएं, कैसे बताएं? I यहाँ पे नाम लिख दें. I name. और what else would you like to fill in?
अब next paragraph पे चलते हैं ना.
Now you are putting yourself as a suitable candidate. So what else would you like to say in the cover letter? आपको क्या लगता है कि आपको और क्या कहना चाहिए? सोचो, कैसे impress करोगे?
That why are we perfect for this job?
So how would you say?
Qualifications, experience, और पता नहीं.
Okay. You can talk about your experience.
Strength and weakness.
No, leave it for the interview. Experience, qualification. ठीक है? मे बी अगर कुछ नहीं समझ आ रहा तो आप स्ट्रेंथ भी ऐड ऑन कर सकते हो, बट डोंट टॉक अबाउट द वीकनेसेस हियर, दिस इज नॉट द प्लेस फॉर इट. Yours sincerely. You're writing a job application, so it is neither obediently nor affectionately nor faithfully, sincerely. Signature, name. Although practically अगर मैं बात करूँ तो आजकल के resumes में name के नीचे अपना contact number लिखा जाता है, because almost everybody has a personal cell phone with him or her. So cover letter normally carries a phone number also. और moreover कई जगह हम आजकल लेटर्स नहीं देते, मेल्स लिखते हैं, तो मेल्स में हम अपना ऑलरेडी एक सिग्नेचर प्रिपेयर करके रखते हैं कि these are the things that we have. So that's another thing. इसके बाद जो सेकंड पार्ट होगा आपका, that would be the resume. Okay, what's the difference between resume and resume? Spelling दोनों की same है. Any idea?
Pause करके resume करना.
You must have read about this word resume and resume. No idea? Guys, English पढ़ रहे हो, उसको अपने retain करने के लिए ना बहुत जरूरी है कि words पे focus करो. Resume is a verb. I called up Airtel's internet services to resume my internet connection, which means ki to continue it again. That is resume. It's a verb, and it is pronounced as resume. It is not resume. It is resume. Resume करने मतलब resume the services. कोई चीज़ हमें दोबारा से continue करना. And resume, it is, I think it's a French word, which means your biodata or your CV. एक तरह से आपका वो हो गया. ठीक है. Now coming back to this, इसका मैंने format already prepare कर रखा है, so I'm just copying that format from there. First thing that comes up here is a mission statement. Mission statement means what is the purpose of applying for this job. See, this mission statement may vary from profile to profile. कुछ लोग अपना बहुत frequently change करते रहते हैं, and some people just stick to their guns कि मुझे life में ये करना है, तो they stick to their vision, the greater vision they have for their lives. तो आपका मिशन स्टेटमेंट जो है वो ये डिफाइन करता है, वो आपको डिफाइन करता है कि व्हाट आर यू लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू, व्हिच प्रोफाइल, व्हिच फील्ड, व्हिच कंपनी और व्हाट काइंड ऑफ जॉब आर यू लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू. आप उसके जॉब के उससे आप क्या करना चाहते हो अपनी लाइफ में. सो दैट्स अ मिशन स्टेटमेंट. After that, there is a personal details column where you begin writing name, address, date of birth, phone, email, gender, normal personal details about you as an individual. Now, name of course important है because it is your identity, followed by address. Address will help the prospective employers to understand from where you are coming and whether you are, open to getting located in a different part of the country or state or something or not. Date of birth, of course, it is important, followed by phone, email, and gender because that is phone or email are the contact details. This is followed by your academic record. Academic record का सबसे best जो तरीका होता है वो उसको display करने का, it is in a form of an table. So examination, when did you take it, which institution, board or university, year of passing, percentage. I have only written this much, but अगर आप चाहो तो institution को omit कर सकते हो. बहुत से लोग ये बताना नहीं पसंद करते कि उन्होंने किस college या किस school से किया है. Sometimes they are not happy with the school or the things, so you can simply mention the board or the university that you have attended to. Year of passing is very important because year of passing actually tells the employer whether you have been consistent with your studies or you have missed certain years. For example, बहुत बार बच्चे जैसे ड्रॉप करके करते हैं कि they drop for 1 year, prepare for their competitive exams, and thereafter अगर फिर भी नहीं हुआ, उनको मनपसंद चीजें नहीं मिली उन्हें, so then they chose to go for another course. So in that case उनका graduation जो है वो 3 years 4 years की जगह कुछ और लंबा हो जाता है, but टाइम गैप आ जाता है, या 10th और 12th के बीच में 3 years से 4 years का गैप है, तो वो गैप years जो है वो क्लियर होना चाहिए because employers would like to know that if you took a leave then what you were doing during that time. what was the reason why you took this gap. So year of passing is very important, which keeps track or which gives a clear glimpse of your academic record. That is followed by percentage. Fine. Percentage is the next thing that you should mention over there, which again gives a glimpse of how you have been going in life. कुछ बच्चों का 10th अच्छा होता है, कुछ का 12th अच्छा होता है, कुछ का कॉलेज अच्छा होता है. So that depends. आप कब सीरियस हुए, कब आप सीरियस हुए, कब आप थोड़ा सा अपने ट्रैक से हिल गए हैं. So ये सारी चीजें आपके एकेडमिक रिकॉर्ड में इन अ ग्लिम्स उसको पता लग जाती है. So इसलिए मोस्ट ऑफ द एम्प्लॉयर्स प्रेफर कि एकेडमिक रिकॉर्ड आपका क्लियर होना चाहिए, एक टैबुलेटेड फॉर्म में होना चाहिए, so that is easy to understand. Followed by this, इसमें मैंने जो नीचे लिखा है that is projects. Now projects में स्टार लगा रखा है because it depends upon the kind of job that you are looking forward to. Maybe you are you are applying for a software engineer, तो आपने काफी सारे अलग अलग projects किए हुए हैं which you can mention over here कि आपने कौन कौन से projects किए हैं as a freelance. बहुत से ऐसे fields हैं, बहुत सी ऐसी चीजें हैं जो आपको हमेशा आपके पास ना certification नहीं होता चीजों का. So those things you can write in accomplishments. You know, you have accomplished certain things. For example, you might have been a member of some, for example, you might have been the president or secretary of your school cultural club, or maybe some public speaking club hai ya kuch aur ek school mein. So you have been part of that. You may not have been a president or a secretary. You may be, working as a volunteer over there. You may be one of the volunteers organizing things and doing things. तो ऐसे में कई बार आपके पास उन चीजों के सर्टिफिकेट्स नहीं होते हैं, बट इफ यू वांट यू कैन मेंशन दोस थिंग्स एज अकम्प्लिशमेंट्स बिकॉज एवरी लिटिल थिंग मैटर्स. स्पोर्ट्स है, गेम्स है, बहुत बार हम लोग उसको अपने रेज्यूमे से ओमिट कर देते हैं सोच करके दिस इज नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट, बट टेलिंग यू अगेन it is very important because it actually shows that you are a sporty person. You have the sporting spirit, which means you know how to handle your defeat, you know how to handle your fears, you know how to handle your tears, as you know how to celebrate your victory. When you're talking about sports spirit, this is what it is. And this is very important when you are working in an organization. Okay. Then talking about certificate courses, training, if you have had any kind of training, you can include it here. What is your skill set? What are the important skills that you have? Skill set, again, see resume जो है ना वो usually आपका job specific बनाया जाता है. Okay. So talking about training programs, जो भी आपने trainings की हैं, if you have done any training, any internship or something, so that you can put in over there. Especially if you are a fresher, it is very important that you should have your trainings and internships mentioned. As you grow in your career, as you develop, as you gain more and more experience, so naturally you can omit this training and internship section, and you can move on to the larger prospects, the more real experiences that you have gained. Then achievements and accomplishments, all the certificates that you have, you can mention over here. Especially, you can frame it according to your choice, because if you're applying for a certain job, certain skills are more required. So whatever skill you have picked up from whichever activity, for example, you might have been very good in debates, you might have had won some speech competition certificates, you might have something about elocution. So those kind of things are very important when you are applying for a senior position, because that means that you are a good orator. You know how you are articulate about expressing yourself. If you are a sporting person, then you are very good to be a team member in any organization, because that is where you know that you can handle, you can work in a team, you can understand the other people. So those things are very important. So all those things will come through different sections of your resume. Lastly, salary drawn. References will be produced on demand. Normally, we don't put references in the resume, although ज़्यादातर लोग prefer करते हैं कि you should put in. But if you are putting your reference, then make sure that you should talk to the person about whose name you are giving for reference. For example, you might have worked with an organization some 10 years ago, and you remember that you had done a very nice job over there, and you want to put reference of that boss. Now that boss might have left that company, or he might have forgotten you in these 10 years. So it is important that if you're putting references, you should talk to the people that I'm giving you reference and I'm applying for such and such job, because those are actually your recommendations. Otherwise, you can simply say that they will be produced on demand. We'll give you reference only when you ask us. It is not floating just like that. Lastly, I wish to state that all the above information is correct to my knowledge and sign it, which means it's a testimony. It is self-attested that all the information about you in this resume is correct up to your knowledge. Okay? Any questions about this?